3. Length of block. Maximum length of block shall be 400 meters. However, blocks exceeding 200 meters shall be provided with an alley approximately at mid-length. 4. Shelter component. A. Minimum floor area for open market housing shall be 42 square meters and 30 square meters for medium cost housing. B. Minimum level of completion, complete house for all types of dwelling units based on the submitted specifications. Provision of firewall shall be in conformity with the Fire Code of the Philippines and mandatory for duplexes, single-attached units, and every unit for row houses. Refer to Figure 5. So the Figure 5 is showing the firewall, um, like 0.3 meters setback from the front and back of the dwelling unit, and also um, on top there should be 0.3 meters. Figure 5, firewall requirements for row house. 5. Yard setback. The minimum setback of dwelling units both for open market and medium cost housing projects shall conform to the National Building Code of the Philippines. 6. Water supply system. A. Specific rules. The subdivision water supply shall be mandatory or obligatorily connected to an appropriate public water system or community system provided that the water supply is enough to meet the total daily requirements of the anticipated population. When neither a public water system nor an acceptable community system is available, a centralized water supply system shall be accepted, provided that 1. The technical consultant of the developer shall determine the location and discharge capacity of the water source within the subdivision. 2. The permit to drill well or tap water lines from the appropriate government agency shall be obtained. 3. The water source shall be sufficient to meet the daily water requirements of every household in the subdivision. 4. No hazard shall exist in the immediate vicinity of the water source that might reduce or pollute the supply. 5. Water distribution shall be assured. Accordingly, every water service entrance or connection shall be provided with a pressure compensating, self-regulating, constant flow valve or fitting to ensure equitable distribution of water and power conservation, and long-term savings on operational costs of the water system. 6. Each subdivision shall have at least an operational deep well and pump sets with sufficient capacity to provide average daily demand to all homeowners. B. Water requirement. Every dwelling unit shall be served by an individual supply of water sufficient to meet the total hourly domestic needs of every household for any 8-hour period. The average daily demand for both open market and medium cost housing project is 150 liters per capita per day. LCPD. Household connection per Board Resolution number 506 series of 1992. C. Fire protection demand. Provision for fire protection shall comply with the requirements of the National Fire Protection Code. D. Water tank capacity. 20% average daily demand or ADD plus fire reserve. Pipes. Pipes shall conform to the standards required by Metropolitan Water Works and Sewage System MWSS and or Local Water Utilities Administration LWUA. 7. Electrical power supply. Mandatory individual household connection to primary and or alternate sources of power. Installation practices, materials, and fixtures used shall be in accordance with the provision of the Philippine Electrical Code and or local utility company. Provision of street lighting per pole is mandatory at 50-meter distance and every other pole if distance is less than 50 meters. Electrical bills for street lights shall be proportionately shouldered by the users thereof prior to the issuance of certificate of completion, COG, and turnover of open space to LGU. 8. Sewage disposal system. The sewage disposal system for open market and medium cost subdivision projects shall either be any of the following. A. Connection to community sewer system. Connection shall be made to an approved public or community sewer system subject to the requirements and provision of the Sanitation Code of the Philippines and other applicable rules and regulations. B. Septic tanks. Where community sewer system is not available, sewage shall be disposed of and treated in individual septic tanks. Construction of individual septic tanks shall conform to the design standards of Sanitation Code of the Philippines, PD 856, and National Plumbing Code of the Philippines, RA 1378. 9. Drainage system. The drainage system of the subdivision shall conform to the natural drainage pattern of the subdivision site and shall drain into appropriate water bodies or public drainage system. In no case shall drainage outfalls drain into a private lot. Its layout shall conform to sound engineering design principles certified by a duly licensed civil sanitary engineer. Drain lines shall be of durable materials and approved insulation practices. For both open market and medium cost subdivision projects, underground drainage systems shall be properly engineered and environmentally sound and shall be provided with adequate reinforced concrete pipes, or RCP, catch basins, manholes, inlets, and cross drain for efficient maintenance. Minimum drainage pipes diameter shall be 30 centimeter. 10. Garbage disposal system. The subdivision shall have a sanitary and efficient refuse collection and disposal system, whether independently or in conjunction with the municipal city garbage collection and disposal services. The summarized planning and design standards for open market and a medium cost subdivision project is presented in Table 8. So in Table 8, Planning and Design Standards for a Residential Subdivision Project under PD 957, there's a table showing the parameter on first column, second column, open market housing, third column, medium cost housing. So the project location is almost the same within suitable sites for housing and outside potential hazard prone and protection areas. Land allocation for projects 1 hectare and above. So for both open market and medium cost, 70% maximum for sellable area, 30% minimum for non-saleable area. And then it repeatedly explained the allocation for parks and playground, allocation for community facilities, the circulation system, observing the hierarchy of roads, and then also the minimum lot areas for the properties that will be for sale, minimum lot frontage, the length of blocks, roads right of way, motor court alley, hierarchy of roads per project size range, road specification, the planting strip, the sidewalk, the water supply requirement, the electrical power supply, the drainage system, the sewage disposal system, the garbage disposal system. The shelter component, the floor area, the minimum level of completion for firewall, and the setback. So I'll pause here first.